I note in your testimony, your written testimony, you say for over 20 years now, our flagship products have been free. And then you go on to say, next paragraph, that Google clearly explains how it makes money and clearly explains how your products use personal information. And my question is that really true? Are any of those statements actually true? So let's take some examples. Let's start with location tracking. Let's start with your Android phones. Do you think the average consumer would be surprised to learn that her location is recorded and sent to Google hundreds of times every day, even when she is not using her phone?
Thank you, Senator. I do think we take as strong an effort as possible to try to explain these things clearly, the way a mobile phone works.
Do you think that she would? Do you think she would be surprised to learn that even when she's not using the phone, an Android phone, Google is receiving information about where she is? For instance, it's every 4 minutes or 14 times an hour.
Senator, I know that location information is absolutely core to making a mobile phone work the way that you want it to work. It's what makes maps work. It's what makes your phone calls be able to be routed correctly. I think there's more that we can do to explain location more clearly, and I've heard your concerns.
But Google collects geolocation data even if location history is turned off. Do you think that an average consumer, let's say a teenager with an Android phone, would be surprised to learn that Google is tracking his location even when location services are turned off by scanning Wi-Fi networks around him throughout the day? Do you think he'd be surprised by that?
Senator, I know that this data is used to provide value back to the user, to make their phone work.
You're not really answering my questions. You're telling me you don't think a consumer should be surprised? You think they should anticipate that? They have location services turned off.
Well, in order to be able to just perform basic functions to keep it safe.
Location services are off.
Indeed, Senator, in order to be able to know where it is so it can route phone calls to you, so it can collect the basic information.
So the consumer cannot meaningfully opt out. I mean, he has gone and tried to turn location services off. He's not using his phone. It's still communicating and sending information to you. And you're monetizing it and using it to direct ads at him, correct?
We are not using that information to direct ads at him, no, sir.
Wait. You don't use the information? What do you do with that information?
We use it to make sure that we understand.
It's not of monetary value to you?
There is some ways that location can be used for ads, so I'm happy to explain this in more detail. I understand it's a complicated topic and we could communicate it better. And
I don't know that it is that complicated. I think when somebody turns off their user information, their location history, they expect the location tracking to be off. But it's not, in fact. They don't have a way, apparently.
And I know that's a complicated subject to explain. It is. And we're trying hard, and we are hopefully have
It's not complicated. What's complicated is you don't allow consumers to stop your tracking of them. You tell them that you do. Here's my basic concern, is that Americans have not signed up for this. They think that the products that you're offering them are free. They're not free. They think that they can opt out of the tracking that you're performing. They can't meaningfully opt out. It's kind of like that old Eagles song, you know? You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.